Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a video for EDS Awareness Month. If you don't know what EDS is, it's a condition that I have. It's short for Ehlers Danlos Syndrome. And basically I wanted to make a video to try and raise a bit of awareness about what it's like to live like daily life with Ehlers Danlos Syndrome and the other kind of conditions that it kind of comes with. So I have done sort of, I guess it's sort of a day in the life, but I've done it across 3 different days so that you really get like an idea of like the ups and downs of having a chronic illness like EDS. So yeah, I'm not going to like introduce it too much because it's quite a long video anyway, but I really hope that it will kind of just help you understand a little bit more about EDS and the kind of conditions it comes with. And if you have any questions at all like throughout the video, please do let me know either in the comments or drop me like a private message on Facebook, on social media or something like that, because I'm happy to answer any questions just to help like raise awareness. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and you find it really informative and useful. So one of the first things that I do when I get up in the morning is to take my morning medication. So it includes, well, all of these. It's like supplements which I've been told to take by my doctors, and then I also have a little, quite big, like Dosset box with most of my like prescription medication in. So these are the tablets that I take in the morning. And then I have other tablets throughout the day, which I will show you. I won't go into like what everything is, but if you'd be interested to know in all the tablets that I take and what they're for, then let me know and I'm more than happy to do a video about that. So for breakfast at the moment, I am having ready brak porridge. I do have other things sometimes, but at the moment I'm really having trouble swallowing because of my digestive problems that are associated with my EDS. So porridge tends to go down a bit better. So I'm not feeling brilliant today. I have better days and I have worse days. This isn't, I wouldn't say this is the worst day that I have had, but it's not the best day either. So it's kind of in the middle. After my breakfast, I came up and ended up spending quite a lot of time in the bathroom because I wasn't very well, which is quite a regular thing. It's taken me a little while to get dressed because I had to keep like resting because I was getting too tired. And then other symptoms that I've got at the moment, I've got really like sharp abdominal pain, which I think tends to come from I have gastroparesis and intestinal dysmotility, which basically means that my stomach and my digestive system don't move food through my body properly. So that causes quite a lot of pain and nausea, so I feel really sick, and bloating, and then just general body pain at the moment, pretty much everywhere. Yeah, it's not particularly specific. I've got quite painful back, but I also get just like painful joints and painful muscles. It's just kind of par for the course of EDS, and just feeling generally really wiped out and tired, and I haven't done much. So this is kind of what happens. It's now, well, it's like 12:30, so the morning's gone, which I get quite frustrated about because I feel like I'm wasting my day. Granted, I didn't get up particularly early today. If I've got something like an appointment or something, I will try and get up earlier, but it's a Saturday today and I haven't got anything on, so I slept until quite late, because I do find it difficult to wake up anyway. But yeah, it's just annoying when the morning's gone and you haven't achieved anything really. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sometimes I will sit and maybe do a bit of like blog work or like editing a video, but I just don't really feel up to doing that today, so I might just sort of potter around a little bit and do some little bits like tidying and stuff in my room, or I might just lie here and have a rest. But I don't know, I hate feeling not productive. Like, I am the kind of person that always likes to be doing something, but that just doesn't mix with my health problems, and it's frustrating because I can't do what I want to do. But yeah, that's kind of how things are. I have a lot of days like this where I don't go out, I don't see anybody apart from my family, and it's quite lonely. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm like nearly 30 and I don't want to have to be like lying on my bed or lying on the sofa all day when it's a beautiful sunny day outside, and I know that everyone else is like out enjoying the weather, seeing their friends, doing fun things, and I'm stuck inside not being able to do very much. It's rubbish. I hate it. And I hate being lonely. I hate not, like, I can't actually remember the last time I saw somebody that wasn't a family member. So yeah, it's a bit rubbish, but I wanted to include it because I know that it is reality for a lot of people with EDS and with other chronic illnesses as well. I know a lot of people get lonely, and yeah, it's not something that's talked about that much. I use my phone a lot and social media to kind of make up for it a bit. I know like a lot of people think that social media is stopping people from like getting out and socializing, and yeah, I do see that side of it, I do understand. But for me and for a lot of my friends that have chronic illnesses and that maybe can't get out and about, social media and you know, like technology and stuff like that is actually a massive help, because I can text a friend, and yeah, it's not the same as seeing them in person, but if I wasn't going to be able to see anyone in person anyway, that's kind of given me a way of like contacting somebody and having some sort of interaction rather than having absolutely none. So I don't really have many or any like local friends. I think I would say I've definitely got a couple. I could probably count on one hand how many local friends that I have, but I'm lucky in that I have made quite a few friends online. So when I was like first ill, I guess, I don't know, like, I mean, EDS, I've had it all my life, but when things became quite noticeable when I was 15, I didn't have a diagnosis at that point, and I joined a I don't know what you call it, like a forum for people with ME, because that's what they thought I had. So it's for young people, and I met a lot of people through that who I have stayed in touch with, and who now actually, a lot of them have been diagnosed with other things. So yeah, I've kept in touch with them. I've met people through things like Instagram, and I've met people like through YouTube and things like that. So for me, social media like gives me a life, I suppose, a life that I wouldn't have if it wasn't there. So yeah, I've rambled on for nearly 6 minutes. So I'm going to leave you now, and I'm just going to kind of spend a little bit of time trying to do something before I have to have my lunch. At lunchtime I have my next lot of pills. So I have the ones that are in here, one of these, and my inhaler. And then my lunch is a Fortisip, which is, they're prescribed by my GP, and they're nutritionally complete. So each one of these ones has 300 calories, and basically it's got like everything you need to live, basically. So you could technically survive just on these if you had to. I have one because I struggle to kind of eat enough proper food, so this kind of makes sure I get the right calories and also everything that I need. While I drink my Fortisip, and for the rest of the afternoon really, I tend to come down to the lounge. I suppose just to give my day a little bit more variety on days when I'm not going out or doing anything. Yeah, so I'll come down, sip on my Fortisip, which usually takes me quite a while because it makes me feel sick, and then I might, I don't know, put the TV on and watch something that I've got recorded or something on Netflix. Sometimes I will go on my laptop and catch up with my blog emails or start writing like a blog post or something, or sometimes I will write some letters to my pen pals. But yeah, mainly quite quiet activities when I'm not feeling particularly great, which is a bit annoying, but I don't know, I suppose I've found things to do when I feel like this, just to kind of keep me busy. I'm hoping to get back into doing some like arts and crafts again. I used to do card making and scrapbooking, and then with uni all my energy has been taken up with that. So now that that's kind of like dying down, I really want to try and teach myself to crochet or to knit or both. I tried a couple of years ago and ended up giving up because I got frustrated by it. But yeah, I'd really like to be able to do that. I found it quite painful with my hands, so I think it's going to take a little while, but there's loads of YouTube videos and stuff out there, so I think I'm going to like watch some of them and try and teach myself, because I'd love to be able to make like something, and I see so many cute like crocheted little animals and things like that, so I'd really like to be able to do something like that. And I'm also planning to start doing a Project Life like scrapbook kind of thing. So I actually have a couple of Project Life albums and some cards and all that kind of thing, and I've printed out photos from the start of January, so I'm kind of planning to do like a yearly one, because I really like the idea of having like a physical memory of things. I take a lot of photos and they just end up on my computer or sitting on my phone, and since I was born up until my youngest sister was like a little bit older, my mum has always made like put together photo albums, so we have loads of photo albums of our childhood and we still love looking through them, and I just think it's a really nice kind of keepsake to have. So yeah, that's my plan. So that's probably stuff I would do in an afternoon like this, just sort of quiet things that I can sit on the sofa and do. If I'm having a really bad day and I'm really not feeling very well, I would tend to just come downstairs and lie on the sofa and fall asleep, or just lie on the sofa and not do very much, perhaps have the TV on quietly in the background. But yeah, as today is a sort of middle kind of day, I am gonna get on and do, I don't know, I can't decide what I'm gonna do. Something, I will find something to do.
I know I've let you down, I made the same mistake. I am the worrying kind, resting my life away. Be here, you know I really want you to stay. Later, when you then go, you will somehow still remain. Remember the time I told you the way that I felt, that I'd be lost without you and never find myself. Patience, let's do the numbers before.
So around about tea time, when I have a cup of tea, I have to take another couple of tablets. So as I said, I normally have a cup of tea around this time, but today I'm going to have an innocent smoothie. This one is dairy free, and it tastes really good. My GP suggested having like more smoothies just to try and get some calories in, because I'm struggling with swallowing a bit. So I have these anyway, but it's kind of to help with that as well. So I'm going to drink this and probably watch The Simpsons. So while I sit down to drink my smoothie, I just wanted to talk a little bit about dislocations, which are quite a big part of EDS. They happen to a lot of people because with EDS, basically, it is a fault in the collagen in your body. So the collagen is what holds everything together. So it holds like your joints together, but it also holds like all your internal organs together, which is why the symptoms are so widespread, basically, because your whole body is made up of collagen. And one of the symptoms of EDS is dislocations, so joint dislocations. Not everybody will dislocate completely. Some people, like me, for instance, I rarely will dislocate completely. So I will like sublux my joints, which means that they kind of come out a bit and then go back in, but basically they're quite unstable. It's one of the reasons why I use a wheelchair if I'm kind of going out and about, because my knees and ankles and things like that will move around quite a lot and it's quite painful. If you've ever dislocated something before, you'll know it's quite painful. Sometimes it can happen though and you don't even realise it because our joints are so loose. It can often like go in and come out and go back in again without as much pain maybe as it would do for someone that hasn't got EDS. That's not saying that people with EDS don't get pain from dislocations, because believe me, they do. So yeah, at the moment my wrist is, I can feel it going in and out and it's clicking every time it does it. Something that I was told kind of when I was diagnosed was basically not to do party tricks. So I know a lot of people when they were younger would often like dislocate themselves at school to be like, oh look, I'm double jointed and stuff. So doing that is not a good idea because, you know, it's not good for your joints. So yeah, at the moment I'm having trouble with this wrist and it's annoying me a bit because every time it kind of comes out, I lose like some of the feeling in my fingers, and then when it goes back in, it will often catch the nerve. So I often have like pins and needles in my hands, pins and needles in my feet because something's come out and like not gone in properly. I'm pretty good at like relocating things. My hips, I guess, are the main one that I've always had trouble with, basically when I was born, and they do a test, they do it on all babies to see if their hips dislocate. Mine did, so I had to wear a harness for quite a long time, and ever since then I've had trouble with my hips. So sometimes I'll be walking and I'll just feel it go, and I know when it's gone because I can't walk properly, and it hurts and it just feels, it doesn't feel right. Usually I'm pretty good at getting it back in. I dislocated my, I can't remember which shoulder it was. I dislocated one of my shoulders last summer. It was actually while I was in hospital for my EDS. I was on like a 3-week program at Stanmore. And yeah, I can't even remember what I was doing, but I felt it come out. It went back in, but not properly. That's like one of the worst dislocations I think I've had. And so for the whole, like, it was quite near the end of my stay. So for the time I was in there, I like was constantly having like ice on it. And then when I came back, I had to go and see my GP because it just was not right. The physios at Stanmore had tried to kind of sort it out because basically I think it had gone back in partly, but then all the muscles like tensed up to try and hold it in. So it was like trying to hold it in, but not quite in the right way. So I had to go and see my GP and she referred me for more physio, and it took a long time to get it back to like normal. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, I suppose, talk about dislocations a bit because they are quite a big symptom of EDS, and there's something that I struggle with to varying degrees. And having this wrist one just kind of made me think of it. It's difficult actually because I want this video to convey like all the different symptoms of, you know, what happens with EDS and how it makes you feel and the things that it does. But because I'm so used to living with it, sometimes you just get on with it. So sometimes when I'm thinking like, or someone asks me like, oh, what symptoms does EDS cause you? I'm like, I really have to think like, what do I get that like a healthy person doesn't, because for me, I've had it all my life, so I know, you know, I'm used to it. So yeah, I'm trying to like get across as much as I can in this video, because obviously this is for awareness and I want people to understand how like multi-systemic EDS is. But obviously I'm not going to be able to like convey everything, and obviously everybody is different as well, so my experience of EDS isn't going to be the same as someone else's experience with EDS. But I'm hoping that this will give you a bit of an idea of what it's like, and obviously because I'm doing it across a few days, I'm hoping you'll kind of see how it fluctuates as well and how symptoms fluctuate. So someone might be having like a good day and you kind of look at them and you think, oh well, they're all right, like doesn't seem to be much wrong with them, and then the next day they are stuck inside, not able to move, not able to get out of bed, in a lot of pain. So yeah, I think I just wanted to like try and get that across as well. So I'm hoping it has, and like, you know, if you've got any questions about anything that I say, please do pop them down below, because that's how, you know, awareness is raised, by people asking questions, and I don't mind, I'm happy to answer anything. So yeah, I'm gonna drink my smoothie now and watch The Simpsons. I have just come upstairs and I'm exhausted. Stairs are hard. So I kind of try and plan my day so that I kind of, I suppose, limit the amount of times I need to go up and down the stairs. It doesn't help that my bedroom is in our loft conversion, so it's 2 flights of stairs, which is another reason why I plan it so that I'm not having to kind of go up and down. So I have quite a lot of stuff downstairs that I might need like during the day, just to kind of have to, well yeah, just to try and work around it a bit. But yeah, I'm upstairs now because I really need to wash my hair, and it hasn't been done for a while because it's hard, like it's a bit of a major task. Like I don't know how people wash their hair every day, because like once, maybe twice a week is about as much as I can manage, and that's pretty good, I think, for someone with EDS. I know I've definitely had times when I've not been able to do it for like a couple of weeks, and it just makes you feel rubbish. So yeah, I'm going to try and wash my hair. It takes a while and it takes up quite a lot of energy, which is why I tend to do it in the evening, because I then know that I can just like go to bed and or rest, and I don't have to kind of face the rest of the day. So that's just how it works for me best, I guess. I do have like a couple of like adaptations, I suppose, in my bathroom to try and help, so I will show you those. Okay, so there's nothing major in here, but I have this bath board which I was given by the occupational therapy department. Basically, it doesn't work so well if I need to wash my hair, because water would just go everywhere. So I can leave it there though and sit on it and then get into the bath. It just makes it a bit easier to kind of, rather than trying to get like up and down in the bath, because it's quite a long way up. It just makes, I suppose it's like another step, so that I'm not having to like, yeah, pull myself right up out of a bath straight away. But sometimes I do also sit on this, like if I'm not washing my hair and I just need to have like a wash, I can sit on there, put a little bit of water in the bath and then wash myself, and that makes that a bit easier. And then I've also had a grab rail put in because I struggle to get up and down. So, and I wanted one that was like, didn't look medical, I guess. So yeah, this one is just a normal grab rail that you can get in the shops, but we had that put in just to give me something to like hold on to, so that when I get from here I can like hold on to it and pull myself up, and then get out of the bath. At some point, and I can't actually remember when, we did also have a shower chair. I don't personally have a shower in my bathroom, but my parents have like a walk-in shower, and we have had a chair like put in there before, so that if I haven't been able to like get in the bath, because it's quite like a big thing trying to get in and out of a bath, so yeah, we have had a chair put in, or I think we might have even, we've got like plastic chairs which we've put in before, so that I have been able to like sit under the shower and wash my hair if I've not been able to use the bath. But at the moment I'm giving the bath a go. It's hard work sometimes, but yeah, I feel a lot more tired after I've had a bath or washed my hair, but at the same time it's quite nice to feel like clean. I know that sounds really weird, but you'll probably like understand it if you've got a chronic illness, or even if like you've been in hospital, or if you've had the flu and you haven't been able to like, you know, like wash properly and stuff. It's just nice when you finally get around to being able to do it, you do actually feel a bit nicer. So yeah, I am going to attempt washing my hair now and see how I get on. So I have had my shower, bath, washed my hair. I'm in my pyjamas now and I'm shattered. I just wanted to talk to you about dinner, which is a weird conversation to have. And I feel embarrassed actually talking about this, because I am nearly 30 and I feel like I should be independent, but for most of my meals one of my parents will cook dinner. Occasionally I do try and help, and sometimes we'll try and make something simple, but I find it very difficult to like lift pans and to like chop things and all that kind of stuff. One, because of energy levels, and two, because I find it difficult with like gripping things with my hands, because my joints in my fingers kind of like sublux and dislocate, so it makes it quite difficult to like hold things. Lifting things is quite difficult again because of like subluxing, what do you call it, joints. And I'm very like wobbly, even like trying to hold like a cup of tea, I can manage, but I'm still very wobbly with it. Standing up to do stuff, so if I'm going to do stuff, like I will try and sit down to do it. But yeah, I very rarely cook my own dinner, and like I said, I feel embarrassed to say that, because, you know, I feel like I should be able to do it. And I feel I don't want people thinking that I am lazy or that I take advantage of like my parents. And I really do try and help as much as I can, but when you've only got so much energy, I don't know, you may have heard of the spoon theory, where you've only got so many spoons, and throughout the day you kind of end up using spoons for different things, and you just get to a point where you haven't got any left. And it's like, you know, that's what my energy is like. I get to that point and I just haven't got any left. So I don't know what I'd do if I lived on my own. I probably wouldn't eat properly. I mean, I struggle to eat properly as it is, but, you know, I know when I went away to uni, like nearly 10 years ago now, one of the reasons why I ended up coming back so soon was because I just physically couldn't look after myself, which is horrible, you know, as a young person to say. But I couldn't do it, and I tried, believe me, I tried. And I do try, and, you know, sometimes my parents go away and my siblings help, which, you know, is fantastic, and I'm so lucky to have such a good family and to have like people around me, because a lot of people don't have that. But at the same time, it doesn't make it any easier, having to like accept that help and to kind of hold your hands up and say, I can't do this. And I don't like saying I can't do this, because I do try and find ways around things, and I try and adapt, and, you know, I try and live the best life that I can, because I feel like, you know, I've only got one life and I want to try and live it as best I can, but sometimes you kind of have to prioritize things. And, you know, I wanted to wash my hair tonight, so it was like, shall I wash my hair or shall I try and help with the dinner? And I needed to wash my hair. So yeah, that's how it goes. I just wanted to kind of explain that a bit. You know, I'm concerned about this video coming across as very negative, and I don't want it to, which is another reason why I'm trying to film it across a few days, so that you kind of see like some of the positive things I can do as well. But at the same time, I want it to be realistic, and I want to get across the impact that EDS and the sort of associated conditions have on me and have on other people. So I hope it's not coming across as too negative, and I hope it is just coming across more informative and yeah, like educational. But yeah, so that's how kind of dinner works. So I'm gonna have my dinner now, and then I'll come back to you and chat a bit more. More medication to take. So I have these 3, this one, and then I have some more in here. So these are my last tablets of the day that I take before I go to bed. And then I also have my inhaler as well. Since dinner, I've just moved back into the lounge for a bit. I usually watch a bit of YouTube for a little while and then come upstairs for bed. I'm really struggling with tummy pain, stomach pain, abdominal pain, whatever you want to call it. Since trying to eat a bit of dinner, which is pretty normal. Yeah, there's not really much I can do about it. It's just kind of trying to cope with it. I've taken a bit of tramadol, which doesn't really help my stomach pain. It's more for sort of general like joint and body pain. Yeah, sorry, I can't really like think properly now. I get to this point, I'm just so tired and in so much pain that I can't, I don't know, form sentences very well. So I am gonna go to bed. I don't tend to sleep that well. I sleep, but not, I don't know, I have a lot of like quite vivid dreams, and I'll like wake up because I'm in pain, so I don't get a particularly great night's sleep, which is possibly why I find it so hard to wake up in the morning. But yeah, I am going to film again in a couple of days because it's going to be a slightly different day. I'm meant to be going out if all goes well. It's quite difficult to plan because you just don't know how you're going to be from day to day. But if I do go out, I will film that day just so that you can kind of see how my days differ a bit. I won't kind of film all the like medication-y bits again because you've seen that once, you don't want to see it again. But yeah, I will film that day, and then I'll film again a bit later in the week because that's going to be a hospital day. So hopefully you'll get to see sort of 3 different types of days. But for now I'm going to say goodnight because I'm going to go to bed. Hello, so I am back for day 2 of my Living with EDS vlog, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to show you like a few different days just so that you can see the sort of ups and downs of living with EDS. It's a really hot day today, which I find hard to cope with. I don't cope with like extremes of temperature particularly well. I have something called POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and it basically affects my autonomic system. It's related probably to the EDS, they think, and the autonomic nervous system basically controls like all the things that you kind of do without realizing it. So like your heart rate, your blood pressure, your temperature, all that kind of thing. And basically I just can't, I struggle to control my temperature in like extremes. So when it's really hot, it like really affects me, and I get very like sweaty, like more sweaty than normal. and it makes me feel very faint, so I need to make sure I drink a lot of water today. But yeah, it is nice and sunny. Like, I like the sun, I just, the heat, can't cope with it. Yeah, we're going out today though because it's our local May fair. So my mum and I are going to go down and have a little look around there. Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm going to last. I'm going to have to slap on the sun cream, put a hat on, and just hope for the best because I burn like anything as well. But yeah, I need to get dressed first. And I was going to tell you actually, because I didn't tell you in day one of my vlog. So for emptying my bladder, my EDS has kind of caused a lot of problems with retention, so not being able to empty my bladder properly. So I have now been taught to self-catheterize, so I use these little catheter things. I don't know if you can see that. No, it's not going to focus. Yeah, so I use these little self-catheter things at least a couple of times a day. It varies depending on how severe my retention is. I've been doing that for quite a while now. I am going to see a doctor up in, well, a surgeon up in London about having like a pacemaker put in. It kind of connects to your spinal cord, and then it acts like a heart pacemaker would, but it acts on your bladder. So I'm going to see them in, I think it's a couple of months' time, with the idea that if that worked, I wouldn't have to use catheters anymore, but we'll see. So for now, yeah, I just thought I'd talk to you about these because it's another part of the EDS. And so yeah, I am going to go and get dressed now, and then I think we're going to head out. So I am all covered up in my hat and sunglasses. I feel like I should be on the French Riviera or something. But we are off down to the Mayfair now. I've got my wheelchair out and we're just making our way down there slowly. Can I get through? I don't think I can. I'm not sure if I can get through. Might have to go in the road. Okay, so another car on the pavement. Somehow I need to get through.
Oh,
Oh my god, and there's a wheelie bin. This is going well. And there's a wheelie bin. Oh god. This makes life very difficult. I can't get through there. It feels like spring. And the sky, completely blue. So we've got here and we have found somewhere shady. Just have a little rest before again have a look around because it's so hot. We've come home now. I was just finding the heat too much. I got home and I tried to get out of my wheelchair and I tried to stand up and I just couldn't. So, well, my mum had to help me. And I've come in and I'm drinking lots of water. I've also got some Fanta. Sometimes I find something a little bit fizzy helps. And I'm going to have a bit of lunch. They did have like loads of like, you know, stalls selling food and things like that. But well, one, I couldn't cope with the heat anymore, and two, trying to like find something that I could eat was just going to be quite difficult. So I thought it was just easier to come home, and cheaper as well. So yeah, now I'm home. I think, well, I'm just gonna have a quiet afternoon because I'm shattered. This tends to be like how it goes. So if I go out somewhere, anywhere, like in the morning, then the afternoon is pretty much a write-off. I just have to kind of rest and not do a huge amount, just to sort of, I don't know, recharge my batteries a bit. Thankfully it's nice and cool in the house, so I'm just gonna chill out a bit and look after the dogs. So yeah, I think sometimes also if my blood pressure is a bit low because of my POTS, I'll have something salty like some crisps or something, so I might do that just to see if it kind of gives me a bit more of a boost. But yeah, that's what my afternoon plans are. I feel like I sounded a little bit negative earlier in the clip before this one, mainly just because I'd only just got in, wasn't feeling particularly well, and yeah, was just a bit hot and bothered with the sun, but I've had a little chance to sit down and have some lunch and chill out a bit. So you can see Freddie there. Yeah, I just wanted to say that it was really nice to be able to actually go out. Like, I really do appreciate being able to go out and do things, because I've had plenty of times when I've been like housebound or bedbound, so you do tend to like appreciate the little things, so like the blue sky and hearing the birds sing and just feeling like the sun on your face, even if it is a bit hot. You know, I do really appreciate being able to get out, and it was really nice. It was nice to be able to go down there in my electric wheelchair, and, you know, be like independent of, like, I could do what I wanted to do. Bumped into a few people that we knew and like chatted to them for a bit, and bumped into my brother and sister-in-law and my little nephew, and we listened to, my mum was singing with her choir. Oh, sorry. My mum was singing with her choir, so we were listening to her, and he was like joining in and like squealing, which was really cute. And I bumped into my other sister-in-law and just saw a few people we knew, so it was really lovely. But yeah, I'm shattered. I am shattered from it now, so I'm just going to balance it out and have a quieter afternoon, which is a bit annoying because, you know, the weather's lovely and don't really want to be stuck inside, but I just accept that that's how it is, and that, you know, I had a nice time this morning and I got out and about and socialised a bit, and, you know, I don't know, that's just how it is. The afternoon has to sort of balance that out. So yeah, I've got the dogs to keep me company, haven't I, Freddie? Got Freddie there and Alfie over there, and I'm just gonna chill out, maybe put something on the telly for a bit, and not do very much. So I thought I would treat myself to a watermelon ice lolly to try and cool down a bit. I think it looks rather cool. It tastes really good as well. It does actually taste like watermelon. Okay, so I've spent most of the afternoon just lying on the sofa, trying to relax a bit, cool down, and just getting a bit of rest. I now need to take my medication, and I'm going to have a smoothie because it's hot and I don't fancy a cup of tea for once. And yeah, just need some more fluids, I think, to try and keep my blood pressure up. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch The Simpsons and Hollyoaks, and yeah, then I'll see what I feel like doing after that. So I could really do with having like a bath or a shower or something, because, well, one, because I want to wash, and two, because it's been so hot today, and, you know, you just feel pretty gross after like a hot day, but I just have so little energy. So I think what I'm going to do, because I don't want to go without washing at all, which happens sometimes because that's the life of chronic illness, but I think what I'm going to do today is I will just sit on this bath board and get a flannel, put a little bit of water in the bath, and just give myself a bit of a wash down, and that's about as good as it's going to get tonight, I think. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then go and have a little bit of dinner, I think.
Someday, all of this mess will only make us laugh. So find me at the rainbow's end, and we climb right up to the top again. Champagne on a Tuesday, and when I'm with you, the weekend never ends.
Hi, so I am back for day 3 of my EDS daily life vlog thing. I would have started vlogging earlier this morning, but I haven't been particularly well. I got up fairly late just because I was really tired, and then after breakfast I've just spent a lot of time in the bathroom because, yeah, I haven't been particularly well. But I'm feeling alright now. So I need to pop down to the doctor's to get some of my test results back, or to see if they're back, because I can't find them online. And then later this afternoon I have got a hospital appointment with my gastroenterologist, which I'm feeling really nervous about. I always get quite anxious and nervous about any kind of medical appointment, which, I don't know, to me it doesn't make sense anymore because I've had so many over the years. I feel like I should be used to it by now, but it does vary depending on like what I'm having done or who I'm seeing. Some people I don't get as nervous about, but I think today I'm quite anxious. One, because this has already been cancelled twice, so I'm anxious about it actually going ahead, and also just because my symptoms haven't been very good. I'm having a lot of trouble. I constantly feel like there's something stuck in my throat, and it's making swallowing very difficult. And I'm getting a lot of like abdominal pain, and like as I was this morning, I've been quite unwell. So I think because I'm struggling with the symptoms, I'm anxious about how the appointment will go. Like if I'm going for a checkup and things are kind of going all right, I don't get so anxious because there's not as much riding on it, if that makes sense. But yeah, for this one I'm feeling pretty anxious, just because I don't know, one, I don't know what she's going to say or what she's going to do. Two, because I worry that she'll not be able to do anything. And three, because I worry about, you know, is she going to suggest tube feeding, or is she going to suggest more tests that aren't particularly nice? So yeah, those are my thoughts at the moment. But I need to pop out, as I said, to go down to the doctor's to see if I've got some test results, because I was meant to have them before I saw my gastro. So I'm going to go and do that now, and then perhaps just do a little bit of blogging until I have to go out later.
It's silly, but sometimes I can feel your lips on mine. Lovers be lost, but we will stay on a solid ground. This time, it is for real in another way. Will you be my only and dearest every day? So find me at the rainbow's end, and we climb right up to the top again. Jumping on a Tuesday.
So I always take a book with me when I'm going to a hospital appointment, because you never know how long you're going to be hanging around. So at the moment I am reading Room by Emma Donoghue, and I'm going to pop that in my bag now, and then we're heading over to the hospital. I just wanted to finish this vlog by talking about my hospital appointment. Obviously I didn't film there because it was in a hospital. But yeah, I've just come away feeling worse than when I went. I don't know, I didn't really feel like taken seriously. I don't know, like she did listen, and I don't know, I don't know, I don't think she understood like the impact that the symptoms are having on me. She said that she didn't really know why I was having trouble with my swallowing, which is fine, but it was just kind of left at that. She told me that I should eat my main meal at lunchtime and eat earlier, like in the evening, which I understand, but when you're struggling to swallow each mouthful of food, like changing the times of your meals isn't gonna help. She wants me to come off my tramadol, which is the one painkiller that I'm on, completely, because it's an opiate and it affects gastric emptying, which I understand that, and I've cut it back a lot. But like without it, my pain kind of gets unmanageable. Sorry. But I said I would talk to my GP about it and try it, because at least if I try it, I don't know, then they can kind of see that I'm trying. She does want me to see a dietitian, just because some of my like blood levels are a bit wonky, and because my diet's kind of becoming more and more restricted. I guess she just wants me to talk to someone. I don't know. I don't see what they're going to be able to do. I've seen specialist dietitians when I've been up to London, and I don't know. I'm not sure what else my local dietitian can offer, but I'll do it again because I want to show that I'm, like doing what they say. One of the things that kind of upset me, I suppose, like a lot, was she asked me like what my weight was doing, and I've lost a little bit of weight, but nothing like too significant, I suppose. And then she just said that basically if I lost a bit of weight, it didn't really matter anyway, because I think she said something like, you're not, it's not like you're like scarily skinny or something like that. Basically she said you've got weight to lose, which like is true, I know, because I've worked hard to, despite struggling with an eating disorder, I have worked really hard to keep my weight, like at the higher, like slightly higher end of, not like, I haven't tried to be overweight or anything, but I've worked hard to keep my weight, not so that it's not like right down by the underweight, so that it's more like higher up, because I know that I can get ill quite quickly physically and I can lose weight quite quickly, so being at a higher weight just gives a bit more like wriggle room, I suppose. I don't know, just someone telling you that it doesn't matter if you lose weight, one, isn't helpful when they know you have a long history of eating disorders, and two, I don't know, I just felt, oh sorry, I just felt like I didn't matter. And yeah, that was about it really. I kept saying to her, I'm struggling to swallow, I feel like there's something stuck in my throat, and I didn't feel like I was being listened to. She even talked about what would happen if you reduced one of the tablets I'm on for reflux, because I'm on the highest doses. She said, what would happen if we reduced one of those? And I just thought, why, when I'm getting symptoms that kind of sound like they are related to reflux, why would you talk about reducing the tablets that are that have helped me up until now? And yeah, I came away in tears. because, like, I don't know, further forward, and it's like, I don't know, she was like the last hope, I suppose. You know, like, I've been talking to my GP about it, and my GP had said, you know, wait till you see the consultant, because, you know, they're the specialists, they can, you know, they'll be able to help. And they haven't. So yeah, I've got to carry on. You know, it's not like I can kind of do anything to, like, avoid making the symptoms worse. I have to eat, and I have to eat several times a day. So, like, several times a day, I've got to spend like over an hour trying to get food into me, choking or like coughing because I can't swallow like every mouthful. It's just rubbish. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. Well, I don't know what I can do. I've got an appointment with my GP in a couple of weeks, so I don't know, try and get to that and then see what she says. I don't know. I was like in two minds about recording this because I knew I'd end up crying. And I don't know, I don't like filming myself crying. I don't think anyone would like doing that, and I don't want people to judge me or think that I'm like weak. But I don't know, I might not even put this in, but I wanted to film this because this is an awareness video about EDS and like the associated conditions, and this is the reality of it. Like, either having doctors that just have got to the end of what they can do for you and can't do any more, or not being listened to by doctors, or not being taken seriously. It's just, that's how it is, like, daily life with EDS. And I don't know, like, the symptoms might not seem very much, or, you know, I know there's people who go through a lot worse, but when you're living it day in, day out, it's so tiring. So yeah, that's today, and it's a bit of a rubbish day to end on, really. But there we go. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because you don't want to watch me sit here and cry. Thank you if you've got to this point. Thank you for watching and for wanting to understand more about EDS. I really appreciate it because I know it's not for everybody, and I do appreciate you watching and listening to me. I hope that sort of filming over 3 days has given you an insight into what it's like to have EDS, and yeah, how it kind of can affect people. I know obviously this is just my story, there's plenty of other people out there who have different experiences, and there's a lot of stuff I haven't been able to show you, you know, like one vlog just isn't enough basically, but I hope it's given you kind of a roundup and kind of a bit of insight into it. If you have any questions, like, at all, I don't mind answering anything, so please do ask me, like, in the comments, or you can find me on social media if you want to ask me, like, privately. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions if it helps to raise awareness, so please do ask. And yeah, thank you for watching. If there's any other kind of videos you want to see, if you want to, like, I don't know about anything more in detail, or if you want any other like non-EDS related videos, like anything else, then please let me know. And I would really appreciate it if you could give me a little like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, I will see you again very soon in another video. Bye.